Hello, I'm Michael Mintz, the creator of SeleniumBase, and today we're going to talk about the SeleniumBase Dashboard. The SeleniumBase Dashboard lets you, in real time, see the test results as they come in. So if you're already familiar with SeleniumBase and you run a test with the dashboard, you can just use a command like this: pytest test markers, dashboard, and then any other arguments that you want to include. And then you get a dashboard URL right here that you can just copy paste into a web browser. I'm pretty sure I already have this one open. So if I paste that in, you'll see that it ran 4 tests and they all passed, and you get a dashboard display with all the test results. Now, let's say that you want to host this HTML file that's generated as a regular web page. Well, Python 3 has this really cool feature called the simple HTTP server. And if you just run a command such as python-m http.server and then a port number, such as in this example 1948, it's going to create an HTTP server that will host that website. So that would be displayed under, say here, localhost 1948/dashboard.html. So it will be an exact copy of what you saw. So if we run the test again, testmarkers.py, and then with the dashboard, you'll see that the dashboard is going to update in real time. So first there are no tests, and then tests will pass as they run, and then you get all 4 passing tests. Pretty cool, huh? Well, let's do something a little more interesting. Let's run the dashboard on a test suite where there are failing tests so that you can see what happens. So for that, let's use pytest testsuite.py from the examples folder, and then we're going to run it with --dashboard, and then a few other things such as report, headless mode, etc. And it's going to run these tests, and you're going to see that now there'll be 2 passing tests, but there will also be 2 failing tests in this particular example. So as you can see here, the failing tests are arriving, and you have a link to the latest logs from here. So if you click on that from the dashboard, you can see that you can now click and you can get more info about what went wrong. So in the basic test info file that is generated for failing tests, you'll have the test that was run, followed by the last page that the test was on, the browser that you were using, the timestamp, the date conversion, the time, followed by the traceback stack trace, which gives you all the details on why this particular test failed. And in addition to that, you'll also have a screenshot.png file that shows you the exact page and what it looked like when it failed. So pretty cool, huh? So that is the dashboard, and in addition to this, you can also combine pytest HTML reports with the dashboard report to basically create a super dashboard report. To do that, on your run command, you can switch --HTML equals dashboard.html, and if you run this now, when this report completes, instead of a regular dashboard screen like this, the dashboard is also going to include the screenshots right on it from the failing tests, so you don't have to go to the latest logs folder. So once that completes, you'll see, boom, it automatically combines the pytest HTML report with the dashboard, and you have the full stack trace and screenshots right here on this page, which basically gives you a super report so that you can see, okay, clearly, okay, there are 2 tests that passed here, there are 2 that failed, here are all the environmental variables that were set, the test summary, the results, the test, the stack traces, hey, this fake exception, this test fails on purpose. Here's a screenshot that was saved along with that particular test, etc. Here's the other test, selenium.common.exceptions, no such element exception. We're at a fake element dot does not exist, and it was not present after 0.5 seconds. And here's a screenshot for that particular one. So this really shows you all the different things that you can do with the dashboard, such as taking an HTML file and hosting it right on a website by using the Python simple HTTP server. So with all these things put together, you have just some powerful test analytics that you can easily, see what's going on. And if you're curious what the test looked like if I'm not running it in headless mode, I'm just going to remove the -- headless parameter, which basically prevented you from seeing what was going on. And now we're going to just run the test for fun. Let's spin up the browser. It's going to click some buttons, go to a website, run another test, and if something fails, it'll automatically take the screenshot. And then all that is added into the dashboard report, as you can see here, as it all combines and gives you the super dashboard test report. So that's pretty much all the logistics of SeleniumBase dashboards. And the SeleniumBase.io webpage has a lot of documentation. So if you're not familiar with all the features, it'll tell you in step-by-step details how all the logging, the dashboards, and the reports all work together, such as the basic test info file, the page source, the screenshot.png, all that appearing in the latest logs folder that's generated for your latest test run. Then you have the SeleniumBase dashboard, and we show you that you can just add --dashboard to your run command, and all of a sudden you'll get the dashboard. And you can even host this dashboard using Python's simple HTTP server on a port of your choice. And that gives you pretty much a dashboard on your own web page, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that pretty much covers the dashboard and super dashboard reports, etc. This is mostly for PyTest use. There's also the ability to create test reports with nose tests, but no one's really using that anymore. It's kind of obsolete. Everyone's pretty much on PyTest now, so just focus on that. That pretty much covers everything that I will be covering today. So if you, for more details on SeleniumBase and everything that you did not see covered in this presentation, you can go to seleniumbase.io. Additionally, you can go to the GitHub page, which you can get a link to from the seleniumbase.io page. And here you have the GitHub page with all the source code and all the examples that you can run. And if you're ever looking for more examples to run, just go click on the examples folder in SeleniumBase, and you've got probably 100 examples that you can run with all the command line options that are available to you. Well, thank you for tuning in to SeleniumBase dashboards, reports, and logging and all that. Next time there'll be another exciting tutorial, so stay tuned for more to come. Thanks for tuning in. All right, bye-bye.